Hi, Susan.
Hey, Christina.
You want to keep working on confidence intervals?
I do. We've done proportions. I'd like to do means.
Yeah. So, let's just start before class, just reminding everyone about the structure of the confidence interval and how it's constructed.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't kind of forget what we're doing.
Okay. Excellent plan.
So just like with proportions, okay, if I'm given the confidence interval, then to evaluate the best point estimate and the margin of error, I'm going to use the fact that...
Wait a minute. We're going backwards here. Like, we're going to get the interval.
Yeah.
And we're going to figure out what the sample mean was.
Yes.
And what the margin of error was.
Yes.
Okay.
Because for a confidence interval for a mean, for a population mean, that point estimate is the sample mean.
Okay.
When we were working with proportions, it was the sample proportion, p hat.
Right.
But for means, our best point estimate is that sample mean, x bar.
Okay.
And so that is the midpoint of the confidence interval.
Which makes sense because we take the best point estimate and then we just go in either direction a little bit, but the same amount in either direction. So it'd be right in the middle of the interval. Yep.
So that means I can find the sample mean by taking the lower limit plus the upper limit and dividing by 2. That gives me the midpoint between them.
Okay.
And then the margin of error, I can subtract the upper limit minus the lower limit and divide by 2 because really that's half the width of the interval.
Because there's 2 margins of error in there. We added it and we subtracted it from the middle.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
So if we just figure out how wide the interval is, divide it by 2.
Yeah.
Got it.
So let's do an example.
Let's do it.
All right. Suppose a group of people were asked how much they spent on groceries in the last week, and the results yielded the following confidence interval. So my confidence interval there, we'll assume it's in dollars.
Okay.
And if I want to find the best point estimate,
Can we draw our line and kind of see where we are on this?
Yeah, sure. Let's draw it up here.
I love that, doing the number line so I can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, me
so
too.
basically the interval runs from 98 to 134.
Right.
So we need to figure out what X bar was, which was the sample mean, which is sitting right in the middle.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. And so I'll find that.
And that's the point estimate.
So I'll find that by adding my limits and dividing by 2 because that's the midpoint. And that gives me 116.
Okay.
98 plus 134 divided by 2. Okay. And then to get the margin of error, I want to take, there's a couple ways I could do this. I could take that 116 minus my lower limit.
Yeah, and figure out how far away they are. Can we go ahead and write 116 there now that we know what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
So we could just subtract those 2 and figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But I kind of like doing the finding half the width of the interval because then it doesn't matter which order
That's right.
you find your answers in.
That's right.
So I'm just going to take 134 minus 98, which is the width of the interval.
Yeah, the upper part of the limit minus the lower.
Yeah, so that's 36 divided by 2, which gives me 18 for the margin of error. So that's that distance here.
So basically, 116 minus 18 takes us down to 98. 116 plus 18 takes us up to the 134.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, and I could even say that those are in dollars.
Yeah.
And give units for them.
That's true.
If I want it to be a little more accurate.
Okay.
And then when I have those values, I can write my confidence interval.
Oh, in that, what did you make up as your name? The deconstructed notation?
It's deconstructed. Yeah. 116 plus or minus 18 would be how I could write that confidence interval.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, great. Thanks.